Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Ever stop to think about those monumental moments in history that just changed everything? We often focus on what did happen, but what about the things that almost didn't or even could have gone another way entirely? Today, we're diving into a fascinating thought experiment that challenges one of humanity's greatest achievements. Imagine with me, for a moment, a world where the famous phrase, "one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind," was never uttered. What if humans never landed on the moon? It's a mind-bending question, isn't it? That iconic moment in July of 1969 didn't just capture our imaginations. It shaped our trajectory as a species in countless ways. But if that giant leap had never happened, how would our history, our politics, our technology, and even our everyday lives be fundamentally different today? Would the world powers shift? Would scientific progress stall or take a different path? Would our dreams be smaller or simply rerouted? Get ready, because we're about to explore an alternate reality that might just make you appreciate our real history even more. Let's jump in. First up, let's unpack the massive political ripple effects. The moon landing wasn't just a scientific expedition. It was the ultimate flex in the Cold War. It symbolized democratic triumph and technological superiority for the United States, providing a crucial morale boost during a deeply divided era. Without that victory, the geopolitical landscape could have looked drastically different. Would the Soviet Union have continued its space race efforts with even more vigor, perhaps eventually achieving their own lunar landing, thereby shifting the global perception of technological dominance? This could have profoundly influenced the balance of power, giving the USSR a powerful narrative advantage and potentially emboldening its political agenda on a global scale. We might see a world where proxy conflicts intensified as each superpower searched for other arenas to assert their technological and ideological superiority. Think about the global alliances, too. The American success on the moon strengthened ties with Western allies, reinforcing shared values of innovation and freedom. Without this unifying achievement, those alliances might have been weaker, perhaps even leading to a more fractured international community. Nations might have pursued more independent paths or formed different blocs based on emerging technological prowess from other countries. The narrative of global cooperation, which often follows such grand scientific endeavors, might have been replaced by one of heightened competition and isolation. This alternate reality could have fostered an environment where trust between nations was harder to build, leading to more cautious and less collaborative approaches to global challenges. The political map we know today, with its intricate web of treaties and partnerships, might be entirely redrawn, reflecting a history shaped by an unmet, monumental challenge rather than a celebrated success. It's wild to consider how one missing event could spin off into such complex political permutations. Next, let's explore how the absence of a moon landing would have impacted technology and scientific innovation. The Apollo program wasn't just about rockets and astronauts. It was a catalyst for an explosion of technological advancements. Think about the miniaturization of electronics, the development of integrated circuits, advanced materials, computing power, and even telemedicine. Many of these fields saw rapid acceleration directly due to the demands of sending humans to the moon and bringing them back safely. Without that massive, singular goal, would these innovations have come about as quickly or in the same forms? It's possible that scientific progress wouldn't have halted entirely, but it might have been slower, more fragmented, and focused on different priorities. Perhaps funding for pure scientific research would have shifted away from ambitious space exploration towards more immediate terrestrial needs or other scientific disciplines. Consider the ripple effect on various industries. The aerospace sector, as we know it, with its incredible safety standards and engineering precision, was largely forged in the fires of the space race. Without Apollo, the push for lighter, stronger materials, more efficient propulsion systems, and incredibly complex navigation tools might have evolved at a far more leisurely pace. Even everyday technologies we now take for granted, like advanced weather satellites or GPS, which have roots in spacefaring ambitions, might have taken longer to develop or operate with less sophistication. This isn't to say we wouldn't have these technologies, but their development pathway and timeline could be vastly different. The urgency and immense resources poured into the moonshot fostered an environment of rapid problem-solving and cross-disciplinary collaboration that is rarely replicated. So, a world without a moon landing might be a world with slightly less advanced gadgets, slower internet, or even different approaches to medical imaging and climate monitoring. It's humbling to think about how much we owe to that singular pursuit. Moving beyond politics and technology, let's delve into how a missed moon landing might have reshaped society and culture. The Apollo missions, particularly the first landing, were a shared global experience. They united humanity in awe and wonder, demonstrating what we could achieve when we set our minds to it. This event fostered a sense of collective aspiration and a belief in human ingenuity that resonated across generations. Without it, would our collective dreams be smaller? Would we be less optimistic about overcoming grand challenges? The space age inspired countless books, movies, songs, and art, shaping the cultural zeitgeist for decades. From science fiction narratives that envisioned humanity's future among the stars, to the simple joy of children looking up at the night sky with new understanding, the moon landing sparked imagination and wonder. In this alternate reality, the sense of pioneering spirit and the idea of pushing boundaries might have been channeled into other areas or perhaps diminished overall. Without that tangible demonstration of human capability beyond Earth, the philosophical impact could be profound. Would environmental movements have gained earlier traction, perhaps as attention shifted from conquering space to preserving our home planet? Or would we have become more insular, focusing solely on terrestrial concerns without the broader perspective that gazing back at Earth from afar provides? The Earthrise photos, taken from lunar orbit, famously contributed to the environmental movement by showing our planet as a fragile, singular oasis. Without these images, our collective consciousness about our planet's vulnerability might have developed differently. Furthermore, the heroes of the space age, the astronauts, became symbols of courage and human achievement. Without them, who would inspire the next generation to reach for the impossible? Our cultural narratives and shared myths might be missing a crucial chapter, one that speaks to our innate desire to explore and understand the unknown. Finally, let's consider the broader, long-term global consequences of never landing on the moon. This isn't just about one event. It's about the domino effect across the decades. One major impact would likely be on international relations and cooperation. While the space race was a competition, it also laid some groundwork for future international scientific collaboration, eventually leading to projects like the International Space Station. Without that initial, high-stakes competition and its resolution, the path to global scientific partnerships might have been far more difficult, characterized by suspicion rather than shared goals. Would the geopolitical tensions have remained higher for longer without the pressure release valve of the space race's conclusion? Moreover, the moon landing fundamentally changed our perspective on Earth and our place in the universe. It reinforced the idea that problems, no matter how monumental, can be solved through ingenuity, collaboration, and sheer determination. This optimistic outlook permeated society and influenced approaches to other global challenges. Without that beacon of achievement, perhaps humanity would have approached complex issues like climate change, poverty, or disease with a more resigned, less ambitious mindset. The moon landing provided tangible proof that humanity could literally reach for the stars. In an alternate world where this never happened, our collective ambition might have been tempered, leading to slower progress on critical global issues or a different set of priorities entirely. It's fascinating to ponder how a single, powerful moment can truly alter the entire trajectory of human civilization. So, as we bring our journey through this alternate history to a close, we've explored a world where one of humanity's most celebrated achievements never came to pass. We've seen how such an event could have dramatically altered political landscapes, shifting global power and alliances. We imagined a slower, perhaps different, path for technological and scientific innovation, affecting everything from microchips to medical advances. We pondered the profound impact on society and culture, questioning whether our collective dreams would be smaller, our heroes different, and our understanding of our place in the cosmos less defined. And we considered the long-term global consequences, from international cooperation to our overall approach to challenges on Earth. This thought experiment isn't just about what didn't happen. It's about appreciating the incredible impact of what did happen. The moon landing wasn't just a mission. It was a testament to human courage, ingenuity, and our boundless capacity for exploration. It changed us, it inspired us, and it continues to shape our present and future. What do you think would be the biggest difference in a world without a moon landing? Would we be better off or worse? Thank you so much for joining me on this speculative journey today. If you enjoyed this dive into what-if history, please hit that like button, subscribe for more thought-provoking content, and leave your theories and insights in the comments below. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how our world would look without this monumental event. Until next time, keep looking up and keep wondering.